We're giving away a professor's research, and all you have to do to enter is like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be picking a winner on the weekend. And now back to the video. The rank season is finally upon us, and let's go over the best decks that you could be playing. So in the previous video, I went over the meta, as in like the meta that playing in tournaments and that type of data. But in this video we're gonna go over what the best decks are in rank, because essentially in rank you want to be playing decks that get you in and out of matches as fast as possible, because you want to play as many games as you can in rank if you're trying to achieve higher ranking, whether that be a Master Ball or even Master Ball rank top 1000, 10,000, 5k, or even the top 100. So let's go over all of the optimal decks. So the first one I want to talk about is Mega Manatric. Mega Manatric is just amazing. It's always been the GOAT. It's been strong. It could end games super fast. The only thing that would hurt this deck, if for whatever reason a Mega Steelix craze was happening and those decks resurfaced for one day or whatever, that's the only time you probably do not want to be playing this deck. But overall, Mega Manatric is just a strong pick overall, and with the addition with Elegant Cape, giving 30 HP extra to a Mega Pokemon, which gives it crazy stats. It gives it like stage 2 stats, which is amazing. Ice Pop, Training Arena benefiting, Elemental Switch with Zeraora, deck's just solid, and this is one of my recommendations for the season. The next deck I want to talk about is an old one, yes, but you add Lucky Eggs here. Mega Altaria with Greninja is just solid, tried and true. If it ain't broke, don't fix, right? This deck is just amazing, and I don't know why you wouldn't want to play this deck if you're trying to just win games. It has been seeing a lot of popularity in the higher tiers, higher rankings. So overall, I would recommend playing this, because here Chingling controls the items. Greninja, you ping everything on the board. You could Cyrus for game, and then Mega Altaria just hitting for crazy numbers. And Swell Blue going for sleep when you absolutely need it, and you could turn a losing situation into a 50-50 if necessary. Next up, we do have Zoroark EX. This deck is amazing. Whether you want to play the Roaring Moon or not, this deck is just pretty powerful. Like, it's just fast. If you're dealing 90 damage right off the bat, have the Darkrai out there supporting your Zoroark. It's just insane. And Rocky Helmet giving you extra damage. Pokemon Center Lady for Sleep Scam. And then, you just have Absol and Darkrai as backup attackers. Roaring Moon could literally be Sabrina for game. And then you got Field Blower, Pokeball, Copycats, and all that stuff. So, yeah, tried and true again. Next up I want to talk about is Vaporeon EX and Vaporeon. So you could either play two Vaporeons and not the Vaporeon EX, because like it definitely could synergize that way. If you want to play Vaporeon EX, you have to play the Sightseer. If you're just playing a regular Vaporeon, it's not like a very needed card, but it's you could play Wallace over that. But like this deck is pretty strong because you get to control all of the energy, give it to Chen Pao. You do have access to Copycat, Pokeballs, Cape, and Milotic Sleep, which is insane. Training Arena, Giant Cape. The deck is just amazing. One of the better variants to play. Just the fact that you could get Chen Pao live, a little bit more consistent than Baxcalibur, adds a ton of value to this deck. Next up, it's just Sleep Scam. There's nothing to say about this deck. This deck is annoying. Everybody's gonna play it. That's exactly why I'm bringing it up here. So sleep. It's just RNG, bro. Next up, we have Hydreigon. Hydreigon with, Mega Absol and Sableye. People are starting to, mix these two together, and it's doing pretty well. Like, people are usually getting rid of the Mega Absol and just playing Sableye EX. Overall, Hydreigon is still a very strong, meta pick because it could definitely deal with those annoying Oricorio decks like nothing. And actually, anything. Yeah, like it's still really difficult to be a on curve Hydreigon. Like you're, high odds that you're not gonna win that game. But this deck is super strong, and yeah, I'd say play this deck. Next up, we have Blaziken and Greninja. Mega Blaziken and Greninja. This deck, you like gambling, play it. But I mean, in all seriousness, it's still a strong deck. Overall, once you get, Mega Blaziken live, you're pretty much, in a good position to win the game because you have Greninja and Cyrus and Heatmore. It's kind of insane. You have Cast Form as well. Like, the deck is just consistent. With the hiking trail, I hate to say it, it works. But, it's the newest way, the better way to play Blaziken EX, Mega Blaziken EX. Next up, we have Mega Lucario EX, and this is the variant that everybody's gonna start using. We're gonna be using the Riolu's, the other one, to do more damage on EX. We have Mega Lucario combined with regular Lucario, and then Hitmonlee and Sock. So overall, solid picks. It's just super strong. It went like, it only probably like lost 2 matches like in the last two pocket match tournament. It's just overall strong. Karina, Poncho protecting you from all these Greninja's pings or anything that hits the bench, because there are a lot of things that hit the bench in this metagame. And overall, Lucario's Lucario. It's just busted. Next up, we have Sweet Backs. So, very solid deck, very staple deck, safe. You're not really gonna lose if you play this because like it's very consistent, strong, and yeah, no, it's like Suicune and Baxcalibur is just go hand in hand like butter. It's kind of crazy, but let's go. Next up, we have the new variant of Mega Sceptile. Instead of playing Celebi, we're playing, you guessed it, Greninja and Furfrou and Furmosa. Furmosa is literally Heatmore. Furfrou is just dealing damage here. 30 times is kind of insane. If you could land both. Greninja here is just pinging everything, and Mega Sceptile finishing the game. The deck plays the same. The Julianus to get you your Sceptile in. Greninja, Hiking Trail, Cyrus, very good cards. You do not want to, deviate too much from this list, but, I'm sure something else will pop up. But this deck right here is super strong and a great recommendation for this rank season. Next up, we have Dark Ninja winning a bunch of tournaments, and it's kind of settled that you need Mega Absol and Mega Sableye. That was the best way to play this deck, and the one small balloon and one lucky egg. It's one of the more optimal ways of playing the deck because like you want to see that Greninja live as soon as possible, or you want to see cards in general. So getting the egg into Chingling is the most ideal and most optimal way to get things started, and overall the deck is strong. And yeah, last but not least, let's talk about Miraidon EX. It's just Miraidon, bro. Miraidon with Zeraora is just a strong deck. It's powerful. There's not really much to say about that. Miraidon just comes in, sweeps after you do a bunch of damage. With Zeraora, actually, it just comes in and sweeps on its own. It doesn't even need anything unless there's an Oricorio on the opposing side, but then you have Magnezone and Zera to take care of that. you know, of course, you want to play the Toro, Sabrina, and, you know, Alicia, Clement. So, like, the deck hasn't changed much. It's still strong. But yeah, those are the decks that I recommend you should be playing for rank. And we'll see you next time. Hopefully, you guys pop off. And yeah.